I'm Cynthia.
I'm Crystal. This is Humble Brag.
Humble brag.
Humble Brag.
Oh, I have tea.
Once a housewife,
Always a housewife. Can we say that again for the people in the back?
Humble Brag.
Humble brag. Brag with us. Well, Lord have mercy. I'm not going to say hell has frozen over. But when I tell you, you guys are not ready for our next guest, and I'm so excited to bring her on Humble Brag. I know her very well, but Crystal, you actually don't really know.
I don't. Well, I know of the
legendary,
famous, the icon that is Nene Leaks.
Yes,
But-
Nene Leaks. Wait a minute, you said it before I could say it. We have Nene Leaks on the show.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys.
Welcome,
Thank you guys.
Nene.
Thank you for having me. This is like new. I mean, this is my first time meeting you.
Yes.
Obviously, I know Cynthia for
Yes.
years.
Well, I'm a little
Yeah.
speechless.
Oh God,
I am like in the company of, I mean, everyone tells you you're an icon. Everyone says these things,
Yeah.
but just so you know, coming from a person who's never met you
yeah.
and truly the space with you right now, I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
believe Nene's in the room with me. So I'm going to try to act cool. And if
I'm
I'm
really
not
regular.
cool, just know that it's because I'm like super excited that you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really regular. I say that to people all the time. I said I'm really regular, and they say, "You are not regular."
You
It's
are
true.
not
Girl,
regular.
I am
It's true.
regular.
That's
I am very
actually, do you
regular.
think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about you?
Yeah, I think that people, have a different thought about who I am. But in my private life, like in my real life, like I'm really like regular. I'm cool, I'm chill, right?
Yeah.
We just kind of
Honey,
chill.
yeah, it's true.
Regular is not the word.
No, I think people think that we are like, I don't know, in high heels and gowns and
Yeah.
just living this fabulous life, drinking and just, traveling the world.
Yeah.
And just
Well,
all
you
of
do
these-
all those things.
I mean, I do, but I do them very low key and
Yeah.
very kind of regular in a sense.
Yeah.
Nene Leaks.
I
would
do.
not. Okay, you act
feel
regular, but I don't think your life is regular.
Mm.
I think
It's
it is.
really not.
Who's
Yeah.
more
Okay.
regular? Because there is a persona, right? I'm
Yeah.
on Beverly Hills, but you really know me.
Yes,
And you
I
really
do.
know Nene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she more regular?
Then who?
Me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I only want to know for myself because
very
it's
regular.
hard to believe Nene's regular.
I am.
You know what it is? It's hard to say. You are, like, Nene is such a big personality.
Yeah.
So everything
Mhm.
that she does is just bigger. And
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
the way
I
it is.
see that.
Yeah.
You know, she was and I always say this
Yeah.
about you,
Yeah.
1,000% the breakout star of the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
She says it
Yeah.
every time. Every time her
No.
name comes out, it's
Yeah.
it's breakouts. The breakout
Well, it's
star.
true.
The star.
It's
you
true.
are. Yes, it
it's
is true.
Did
Yeah.
you know? Okay, did you ever imagine? I'm
Yeah.
gonna take you all the way back to
Take me
season
back.
1.
Yeah.
That this, what we thought was a little show, would end
Yeah.
up to be this show, and that you would end up becoming the Nene Leaks. And then we're gonna talk about these Real Housewife babies, because you're like
Okay.
having a whole rebirth as a
Yeah.
baby star now.
Yeah. No,
As if your ass wasn't big enough already.
Yeah, now my baby that I'm not getting any money from.
Listen,
Right.
how can we monetize that?
I don't know, but I would like to get a check.
Yes,
would like to get one as
understand.
well.
This is always our mission, is how to
Yeah.
get the check. So
All
So,
right, so-
when I started Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think it was 2007, something like
Mhm.
that. 2007, 2008, I think
Mhm.
when we first premiered. But remember, we shot a pilot.
And you were part of the first pilot.
of
Were
the
you the
pilot, yeah.
first
I was
housewife
the
to
first
be
housewife
casted?
to be cast in the
Okay.
end, right? And then we shot our pilot, and then they shopped it, and then I had to get picked up, and then we started shooting the first season. So it was
Mhm.
kind of almost like 2 years. No, I literally thought I was just doing some. Like seriously, like I'm just doing some. Even when I was told my husband at the time, he was like, "Okay, like we never just thought of it as anything." Honestly,
Right.
did you have any
We just-
fears about it? Any
No.
trepidations? So you just went
No.
in like just whatever.
I
and
think
see
that
what
is
happened.
why it was such a hit. Is
Mhm.
because I feel like all of us just kind of went into it like we were just doing something.
Well, that was not a
Right.
blueprint. We are the
No,
blueprint. You
we
guys
are
were
the
the blueprint.
blueprint,
right?
Yeah,
And
we
now I'm
are.
part of the the
Yeah,
blueprint, because I
blueprint.
came
Yeah,
on
that's
season
very
3
true.
as your
Very true.
friend.
What's really crazy is all the shows that followed us.
Mhm.
It was almost like they used our
Mhm.
blueprint. They needed a girl who was younger and married to an older
Yep.
man. They needed somebody who, I was doing that was me,
Right.
And they needed somebody that was blunt or somebody that was outspoken, somebody
Mhm.
that was like, the person that got along with everybody. I mean, they really did follow our footprints. They did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you feel like after 1 or 2 seasons that you were portrayed exact like who you were?
No. I never feel like I'm being portrayed as
ever.
who I am.
Interesting.
Ever. I feel like...
Well, who are you?
No,
because a lot of people don't really know. Who is Nene Leaks?
Yeah, because
who the hell are you?
The Nene Leaks that I know from the outside is,
Yes.
you know, the diva.
Who do you think she is? What does she look like to you?
I am so not a diva.
Let us say it first.
Oh,
okay. When you look at Miss Leaks, what do you see? Who do you think this woman
you're
is?
obviously the shade queen.
Oh, am I?
Yes, you are.
I don't think so. I
on.
think that's Cynthia.
Okay, first of all,
Nene!
we're gonna keep the focus on you right now.
I am not the shade queen.
You're a true comedian.
For sure.
Okay.
You're a comedian.
A funny lady.
You're very funny. We don't blow smoke up anyone. Like,
Okay.
I don't. But we're kind, but we don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are single-handedly, to me, the ultimate housewife. Like, you're you're the primary.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of OGs and whatever,
Yeah,
but like,
are.
But I think people think of you as, like super, snappy, and you always have some comeback ready, and like.
But I can be ready. If I ain't ready, I'll get ready.
But where does that come from? Like,
I don't know.
I wish I took your class before I did the show because it's iconic.
I feel like you have to touch a certain button. Like that's almost like touching a certain nerve. And then, I think all of us have. You know what I mean? When they touch a certain nerve, we're like, okay, hold on, wait.
Right,
we can pop back quick.
Right.
Did the show help you get better at that?
Oh, the show makes you get better. Like if you ain't good, you're going to get good.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, I feel like with you, with your humor and even with your reads, you never really felt rehearsed. I felt like you can't make up. Like Nene basically single-handedly screwed up, I just want to say effed up white refrigerators for life. Like she literally went into
we just talked about this the other day.
I love it.
When I tell you this girl took down white refrigerators,
oh my
she
God.
walked into a scene.
You changed every kitchen in America.
Listen, everyone's looking at their refrigerator like, oh my God, do I have a white refrigerator? This thing has to go.
That's what's so amazing because it's so not rehearsed. It's just who you are. And I think that's why you're so special because you cannot make that up.
Well,
and I just wonder, where does that come from? Were you always like this as a child? Were you always snappy?
Take us back before Housewives.
Yeah.
You know, I think as a child, I probably was. You know, as a child, my aunt raised me, my mother's oldest sister, and she had me in all kind of activities, modeling, you know, like every year when school.
Cheerleading, weren't you a cheerleader?
Cheerleading, basketball, you know, theater, track. I had to do something every year. So every year when school started, she said, so what's your after school activities?
Okay.
So I had to pick something, 4-H club, a brownie, a Girl Scout. You know, I went away for a camp in summer. I don't know. I think doing all those things just made me kind of well-rounded, which is really good because I think a lot of kids don't do activities. My sons didn't do that many activities. And I feel like those activities really helped me.
It does.
Shaped
It does.
Yes.
It does.
And it kind of made me who I am.
Yeah, and I think when we were growing up too, like we had to get out of the house. They didn't want us in the house.
No, they didn't.
And then by the time we had our kids, because Brent,
Noel's,
Brent and Noel are the same age, basically. And Noel literally was more of a house kid.
Right.
Where we were like, we get up, we ate, and we had to hit the road. We had to go somewhere. And then just to be back before the street light came on, basically.
Yeah. But like you said, when we grew up, we were kind of like, you got to go outside and play. Like the kids don't go outside.
We were literally outside.
Like if you take them outside to play, somebody might take them.
Right.
Yeah. So we could go outside and play. You know, we did all of our sports in the street. We hopscotched, you know.
All of that.
We played
Jump rope.
kickball, jump rope.
But what was your persona in high school?
Yeah. Were you like popular?
So I was popular. I was on homecoming court like a lot of girls, you know, stuff like that.
Of course you guys were.
No, we have a lot. Here's the thing. We're so different, but we have so much. I was homecoming queen.
I was not homecoming
Nene
queen.
was on the
I was on court, and I was
modeling.
First runner up and stuff
that's
like
queen,
that.
girl.
We share the modeling thing. We share the homecoming. I was a cheerleader as well.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So you guys were like bred as
modeling.
popular girls. Like that's a popular
Yeah, so my
thing.
senior year, they do like the who's who or whatever, like in your thing, and I won most talkative.
Well, honey, that was right. And your ass been talking ever since. And look how much money you get paid to talk now.
So I won most talkative.
Yeah.
So, you know, did you guys have that? Like
We
in
did.
your yearbook? Like,
yep, I was.
They're called superlatives.
I think I won best looking.
I think I won best dressed too.
I won 2 as well.
Yeah.
You won 2 categories
I think
as well.
So. And I'm pretty sure it was best dressed.
Yeah.
I was
I can
class
see
clown.
that.
And most
You were class
talkative.
clown? And I don't even see that. actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I do now on Humble Brag, but from watching you on Beverly Hills, I would
You would never.
I would never see that.
But of course, you guys were homecoming princess. They're princesses, right?
Well,
I was
queens.
not a princess. They call them homecoming queens.
Yes.
They don't call them princess. Do
See,
they?
ours was you're the queen, but if you're on the court, you're a princess. That's how ours was called.
Oh, okay.
So like,
yeah.
on the court, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. And just my growing up, my upbringing was different. I didn't grow up with my mother or father. It was my mom's oldest sister and her husband who raised me. They have since passed on. And I just think that my aunt being older, she instilled like all these old traits. And she was snappy too, because some of the things that I said on Housewives were things that she said, like you throw a rock and hide your hand.
Yeah.
Or a hit dog.
Close your legs to marry men.
Yeah, see, she didn't say that. But she said a hit dog will
holler.
Yeah, you remember that? Those are old terms.
That is old school.
And then throw a rock and hide your hand. Stuff like that came from her.
Yeah.
She would say that in our house.
Yeah.
So I would say stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I never knew that if I just said these one things, they were going to come off as one-liners. I did not know that. It's so funny. You know this and you do too now. Being on Housewives, the things that the viewers pick up on and grab a hold to and kind of run with it.
Yeah.
Like you never know what's
You never know. When we're in those
Yeah.
scenes, we never think, oh, well, that's going to, the fans are
you
going
don't
to fly
think
with that.
Yeah.
Another one of your famous ones is you never win when you play dirt.
You never win when you play dirty. And that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real.
All
That is
money ain't
definitely
good
real.
money.
Yeah.
I
All
like to
money
say-
ain't good money.
I love to say that too. That's a
That's
good
true.
thing.
Yeah. Is there ever a line for either of you guys that you said that in the moment you're like, oh yeah, that's going to be a big
I
one?
don't, but what I do know is when I'm watching reality, which I don't watch that much anymore, but whenever I'm watching reality show, I can tell when somebody is saying something and they hope that it's going to be like
Like
that
a big
thing.
one.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
That is so annoying because you look at them and you be like, no.
Yeah. Because it feels so rehearsed.
It's so
performative and produced. Like, it's like, girl, ain't nobody. Like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It ain't going to happen, girl.
But you got to feel bad for the girls coming after you too, because they got to make something happen. Like, iconic lines are they're far and few between.
Yeah.
From when you guys, you did that post last week and we talked about like the most famous lines, right?
Yeah.
And, it's like, it all comes from you guys. Atlanta's probably number one, right? Today, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can tell people rehearse things.
These are big shoes to fill. I will say that. They're pretty big. And even all the girls that were working with me on the show as an ensemble, Cynthia and Kenya and Candy and Portia, everybody.
Yeah, Portia, Marlo,
I mean, these are big
Sheree.
shoes to step in.
Yeah.
I mean, what I do know is because every year when they get ready to cast, they would ask like all of us, like, who do we know? Or like,
they
bring
still
somebody
do.
on and stuff like that. And I'm talking to girls and they're all like, I can do it. And I'm like, let's see. Soon as the cameras come on, oh, this is different when you step in the room. These girls will eat you up. I'm scared of y'all.
Did you think at that time when I gave you the friend contract that would blow up like it did?
No. That's one of those things that was really genuine. No one, that's something no one has ever done. I think, did I hear somebody talking about a friend contract on one of these shows?
I think after I did it, I think it came up a couple more times. But I was the originator.
That was
of that.
iconic.
Yeah.
I asked you myself, I said, did somebody tell you to do that?
No.
Like, that was like,
I remember when you told me about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't
That
believe
was a genuine moment. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. It's my first season. You were my friend. You were the person they gave me. And then we actually became friends.
Yeah.
And, when you start a show like this, things start happening. And I'm like, wait a minute. And like, if there was ever a scene where Nene was in and I wasn't in, because I was literally like her little sidekick for season.
Yes.
So if she shot with that, I'd be like, wait, I'm supposed to be with Nene. Why am I not over there? So I was like, I gotta drop a damn contract. You are my best friend, of course. Like, everyone had so much fun with it. They were calling me single black female.
Oh my God.
Nene stalker. When I say they wore me out first season, how bad
they
did they
did the
wear
same
me
thing
out?
I see now to Shamia, like lap dog.
Oh yeah, the whole lap dog thing. That's all coming back up.
And I was so concerned, and I was right, that Cynthia would just fall prey to all that. Because I'm like, Cynthia, this is not true.
Right.
Like, but
and you would
so
always
hard.
say that.
Yeah,
like,
but it's so hard when
Cynthia's not no
everybody's
damn
saying
lap
it.
dog.
Right. Yeah. When people are saying it to you, like, just after a while, I guess it's like in your head, like, am I a lap dog? Like,
yeah. It's hard because actually the audience has an uncanny way of sort of creating this character. And then when you start to believe it, it starts to affect even yourself and how you act,
Once you see someone say that on TV, like with all the friends that I have outside of the show, no one's ever called me a lapdog. Right. So when I come on this platform, I'm like, wait a minute, I am not a lapdog. I feel like I'm a good friend, but I'm not a lapdog. And Nene would always say, Cynthia ain't no damn lapdog.
Yeah, I said, Cynthia over there beating up Peter.
Like far from it. But those things do stick.
Have you ever used a website platform and given up because you couldn't get the site to look how you wanted? Well, I certainly have. Some platforms have very strict templates where you can't break the mold, quite literally. Wix.com gives you the freedom to build exactly the site you want for any business idea.
Wix puts incredible website creation at your fingertips. With their AI site builder, you answer a few questions and get a personalized business-ready site fast. Prefer to start from a template? Wix offers 2,000 plus designer-made templates that are fully customizable and come with out-of-the-box business functionality.
The Wix.com interface is super easy and fun. It's all drag and drop. There's an amazing AI image studio and tons of amazing design effects. If you're looking to sell products or services, schedule appointments, etc., Wix.com also has you covered with built-in solutions, no add-ons required.
Wix has been pioneering in website tech for almost 20 years now. These guys seriously understand web design and what it takes to run your own business. Ready to create your own website? Go to Wix.com. That's Wix.com to start building your website today. Thanks to Wix for sponsoring our show.
Can we normalize saying, I love my life, but I kind of miss wanting sex?
Yes. You know, my friend was just talking to me about this, and I told her, girl, you deserve to have that fire back.
Well, thankfully, there's Addyi, an FDA-approved little pink pill for frustrating low libido in certain premenopausal women.
It's non-hormonal, and it's taken once daily, and it helps you feel like yourself again.
So if this feels familiar, check out Addyi.com to learn more. That's ADDYI.com.
Addyi, or flibanserin, is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past, who have had low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. This low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not due to a medical or mental health problem, problems in the relationship, or medicine or other drug use. Addyi is not for use in children, men, or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addyi dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. This risk increases if you take certain prescriptions, OTC or herbal medications, or have liver problems, and can happen when you take Addyi without alcohol or other medicines. Do not take if you are allergic to any of Addyi's ingredients. Allergic reaction may include hives, itching, or trouble breathing. Sometimes serious sleepiness can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI and medication guide, including boxed warning, at addyi.com/PI.
I want to go back really quickly again. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is, I know that, is that before Housewives, you had already started acting. Like that was your initial entry into the entertainment world. You wanted to be an actress, correct?
Yeah. So I would come to Los Angeles every single year for pilot season because they have pilot season here.
You know, her husband, really quick, is a executive at Disney.
Is he?
Who, my husband?
Yeah,
he's a director.
Yeah, he's a director. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so I would live in Toluca Lake.
Love Toluca.
And these apartments are so old right now, but I can't remember the name of them, but we would check in and they would be fully furnished with everything. They were just for actors that were traveling in from out of the state. Even my son was young and they even had tutors on site to help, you know, with. And so I would come and live there during pilot season for 3 months. And then I would go back to Atlanta. And I was doing it every single year. And the last year that I did, every year that I was coming, I wasn't really getting that much. You know, I would be like, you know, a little one line, you know, a day player.
Hard,
you know, an extra.
Yeah.
It's a tough business, especially breaking into it.
And I would be leaving my baby at times. And I said, you know what, my last year coming, I said, you know what, this is not for me. God must want me to be a housewife and a mom. It's
literally a housewife.
Yes, it's so sad. I'm going to have to be a housewife and a mom, and I'm going to just go back to Atlanta, and I'm not coming back next pilot season. When I said that, and I went back home, and that's when I met the producers of the Housewives.
Wow.
Atlanta. I literally was giving up.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, you weren't giving up. I mean, it was just the universe was pushing you to where you're supposed to be.
I was like, this is it. I can't leave my son anymore. I'm not getting any work. And the producer's not going to.
Now imagine you had booked a big role, like the whole housewife portion of your life, maybe would not have even happen.
Never.
And then maybe it wouldn't
Never.
have happened for us either
Yeah.
because then it made
Yeah.
because you were really who was the first show for Housewives? Was it Orange County?
Orange County.
Orange County.
And
Yeah.
then Atlanta
Mhm.
was second, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Atlanta was second. I want to
do.
say
I think Atlanta was second.
no, it wasn't. We
Third?
came like third. I want to
Oh,
say
then New
Jersey
York?
or New York one came before
Mm.
us.
Maybe it was New York. I feel
Yeah,
like
it might have been New
wasn't
York, and that
Jersey.
makes sense.
Yeah, and Jersey might have came after us.
Yeah.
It was New York.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your acting. Your breakout roles. You were on Glee.
I was on Glee
And
as
The New
Coach
Normal.
Ross, The New Normal.
What were your favorite out of those two?
Um,
Which ones were your favorite to film?
Actually, okay.
I came on
'Cause I
set
did
with
a
you
lot
The
of
New
stuff.
Normal.
Yeah, my
couple
my
times.
favorite role in my life has been Broadway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Chicago.
I was
Yeah.
in Chicago. I was in Cinderella.
Yes.
You know, Kiki was Cinderella. I was the wicked stepmom. And I was
I
Mama
came to see you,
Mia
I
in
think.
Chicago. And I feel like I stepped into Broadway and swung that door open for all the housewives being
Yes.
through.
Erica
You were
Jane, a lot
you
of
were
them.
really
Yeah.
the first
To hit
housewife to
Broadway.
transcend
Yeah.
reality
Mhm.
into being like a bona fide actor.
Yeah. Because at first they really, didn't kind of see it for us as
Mhm.
reality stars, like
Mhm.
coming on shows. And
Yeah.
when I stepped into the Broadway role, they opened that door for all these girls to come. I think
Mhm.
Candy, Erica, who else has been on Broadway?
Renna did
Brenna.
Chicago.
Renna has been in. Oh, Renna, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
I
did
didn't know
Roxy
that.
Hart.
Okay,
That's
did
right.
she?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was Mama Morton. I'm sorry.
Mama Morton.
And then Cinderella. Then I
Mhm.
had a residency in Vegas, Zumanity. You remember
Oh,
that?
that's right.
You did Humanity?
Yes,
thought
I
we
was the mistress of ceremony.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we shot that for Housewives.
Yeah, we
I
did
think
shoot
we
for
all came to
Housewives.
Vegas
We
to
did,
see you for
yes,
that.
we did. And then I did Glee and New
Mhm.
Normal. So many reality shows, though. So many.
What do you
Cynthia and
think
I-
Like,
of
take us
yourself
back. What
as?
other reality shows have you done?
Yeah.
Because
so,
you've
I've
done a lot.
Celebrity Apprentice with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
I did The Price is Right, which I
Oh
love.
my goodness.
Damn, I've done so
That's a
many.
dream
though.
show, by the way, Price is Right.
Cynthia and I together did Cupcake Wars.
Oh,
You
that's
remember-
right.
You
That was fun. I forgot about
Yeah.
that one. Cupcake Wars.
Cupcake Wars.
You know, that's like a dream. That
yeah,
I want to watch
did,
that. No, I got to watch
yeah.
that.
I did one of the Top Chef
Mhm.
cook-offs with my husband, and it was couples. and
Yeah.
so I did that. Oh shit! I've done so many reality things. I can't even think of all of them. I've done so many.
Okay, so you were asked to come back you were asked to do Traitors.
Yes, I was asked to do Traitors.
And then we heard that you were not doing it.
Yeah.
Why did you choose not to do it?
So I was asked to do Traitors. I was really excited about doing
Yeah.
it, by the way.
Yeah, we talked
Um,
about it, but it wasn't public
yeah.
at that time.
Is it public now?
It
Yeah.
is. It
Oh,
is
because they
because
set the cast.
yeah, because I think
Okay.
since you didn't do it, I think they took Portia.
It was Portia
And-
and Tamar.
Oh, it was always those two.
No, I don't know.
Okay,
I
you
don't
don't
know
know.
because they did not reveal to me who the cast was going to be.
Yeah, and Portia didn't tell
But,
me either, so I was like,
no.
maybe she replaced
so
you.
I kind of felt like they did get Portia.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But why didn't you do it?
I couldn't do Traitors because my son's in the hospital, and
Mm.
he's still in the hospital. And so my son's been in the hospital since May,
Okay.
like early May.
When I shot the Nene Leaks show with you, I felt
He was
like
in the
Brent
hospital
went in then.
No,
Or maybe he was already
in
there.
He was already there. when
Okay.
we shot.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's
He's
a
been
few
there
weeks.
about 2 months.
How's he
almost.
doing?
He's doing a lot better. He's turned a curve. He has a little while longer to be there, but he's turned a curve.
Okay. And Crystal,
Yeah, I want to
don't
be
know if you know
sensitive because
what
I
is-
don't.
can you tell her what Britt is dealing with? If you don't mind?
Okay,
'Cause she
so
doesn't,
Brent,
and our fans may not
when my
know.
husband died, we only had one son, which is my son Brent. And at 22, he had a stroke and a heart attack. And from the stroke, his heart was weak and it never got back strong. So he needed a heart transplant. So he's
Wow.
had a heart transplant since
Mm.
then. And what's happening now is his heart started rejecting.
Oh.
And so they are now trying to stop the rejection.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow,
so,
that's a
and
lot
he's-
on
Yeah,
you
he's really
guys.
young.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot on us. It
I'm
really
so
is.
sorry.
Yeah, it's
It
a
is-
lot.
Do they know why he had the stroke to begin with?
They can just kind of assume. One of the things I was told was Brent was starting to become a diabetic.
Mm.
And from what I'm learning, that diabetes trigger a lot of
It does.
things.
My mom is diabetic, and she recently had a mini stroke.
Mhm,
She's doing okay now. That was
Mhm.
maybe about 3 months ago,
mhm.
and she's definitely full on diabetic for sure.
Yeah.
So I think there may be some truth to
Yeah.
that for
So
sure.
let me tell you, with Traitors, from the meeting I had, you need to leave by the June 10th, June 11th, something like that. I'm so glad I said no. Because, you know, in my mind, I kept thinking maybe by June 10th, Brent will be much better, you know, just thinking that in my head. But my fear was committing and then having to go back to them and say, I can't do it.
Right.
So that was never going to work.
Yeah.
Brent was very sick, like very sick. It was no way I could have committed to it. And you have to leave to go out of the country.
Yeah.
Right?
So they filmed Traitors in Scotland.
In Scotland.
Okay.
Right. And so I was like, damn, like this is going to be like my chance to like do all these great things and come back like really strong, right?
Absolutely.
And they were talking to me on the phone, like telling me, you know, we want you to do this and this and this is going to happen. And it was no way I could do it. Yeah.
Well,
Immediately I hung up the phone and knew when I hung up the phone that I couldn't do it.
Well, I can say this, and I was excited for you to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're just good ass TV.
Yeah.
And I would love to see you in that space. Because I've never really seen you do a
and
competition
I wanted to
show
check
like
too,
that.
let's be understanding.
Oh, no, we always want to check.
We always
want to
saw
check.
on the blogs where a blogger had said, Nene did not take Traitors because the check wasn't big enough. I was like, no.
That's not true.
No, I got the check.
You got the check.
Yeah. I couldn't do it.
You just couldn't do it.
Well, you know what? As mothers, I get it. There's no way, like,
100%.
I would have gone either.
No, it was too hard.
And it's such a struggle for us because we're like basically independent, like financially. We're in that space, a lot of us as housewives. And it's hard to leave money on the table. It's always that struggle, especially good money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like choose between family and a check. Your child and a check, because part of the reason why you work so hard is to help your children as well.
Well, if Brent had been in the place that he's in today, like today with us coming to LA, if he had been in this place, I would have went.
Right? Okay.
He's, like we can FaceTime him. He's talking. Probably he'll be glad we FaceTime him so he can have somebody to talk to. He's like, he's bored. So now he's up. He wasn't walking at the time. Now he's walking. He's talking. He's doing too much. Now.
I have a feeling you'll be asked next season again anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's your time will come and it'll probably be sooner than later.
Yeah.
Like you would be the star of that season anyway. So you made the right decision.
You know what? So I have to feel good about things. Do you know what I mean? Like it just has to be easy. If it's any difficulty, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And you have to trust yourself.
You do.
You have to trust
your
intuition. It has to be
something easy for me.
And it would have affected you filming the show.
Oh, it would have.
It would have been in the back of your head the whole time.
If they had called me and told me anything with Brent, I would not be well.
Yeah.
And be that far away. Like I'm in LA, I can get home.
Right.
Like going all the way to Scotland.
No, it's a lot.
And trying to get back, like that was far.
Yeah.
What's a reality show that you would like to do that you haven't been asked to do?
I don't know that I've never been asked. I think I've been asked to do everything.
Were you asked to do Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother?
Yes, I'm asked to do Big Brother every year, and I say no. Now, that's one show I say no to.
Why?
I just don't think I can do it. And then, I've snuck around and asked enough people. Yeah. Even you, like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, no, I can't do that.
Really?
Girl, no. It's like y'all are locked in a way.
Is it being cut off from the world for that amount of time?
I can't.
Yeah.
It's no way
I actually can't imagine you without your phone.
I can't. Girl, listen, I was on College Hill and I had just started dating, right? I was newly dating, and so I was on the show College Hill and we were in Houston. Yep. And I was on my phone. They had a note. Like,
get off the phone.
I was on the phone with him 24/7, like seriously. I couldn't even, and we would be filming and I would be like, I gotta hurry up and get rid of this scene. I need to talk on my phone.
Right.
Like, they didn't want you to have your phone. Celebrity Apprentice, they would take our phones and lock them up.
Oh,
that was, I can't do
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
And every year, hey, Big Brother.
Yeah. Hello, shout out to Big Brother.
They reach out to me every year and ask me to do the show and I can't do it.
Yeah.
I get that. That's hard. Especially nowadays. Like if you did Big Brother 20 years ago, it's easier to drop your phone.
Yeah.
Today, it's like your lifeline.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. I'm not a good game player. So I don't even know why people ask me to play games. I don't even play games.
It's because you're good television.
I suck at games as well.
I don't
This girl's the worst game player.
Cynthia, they asked me
win.
to go to Ireland to do Name That Tune.
Yeah, Name That Tune.
I was so freaked out. I was like, it's no way I'm going. I don't even know a tune.
Right.
Like I know the songs, but I don't know the name.
Listen,
so
I don't.
Like,
you get like, and here's the clue. They'll be like, okay, so here's the clue, and it's like do, and they're like, okay, name. You're like, can I get more? No, and you have to try to guess it. I played against Teddy Mellencamp.
Oh,
And
Lord.
she kicked my ass the whole game. And
See,
then
I
they
could
messed
never.
around toward the final and the ending of the game. I had one chance to like answer something right. Girl, why did I somehow, by some miracle, get the one question right that gave me the most money and I won the game in the end?
Oh!
Like I always win at the end or come close to winning. Like
I couldn't
I
have done
suck
it.
all the way through. But baby, don't count me out because I might just get that one question
You might have
right.
to count me out. I just be like, forget it. I get this call and they say, Nene, so we have this show. Have you ever heard the show called Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And I was like, yeah.
Yes.
So we need to, it's a show like, are you smarter than a fifth grader or a celebrity or something? And I was like, no, I'm not smarter than a fifth grader. Like,
you don't even do a show about it. You already know.
Girl, I don't even remember fifth grade.
But it's a great show.
What are you saying? I am not smarter than a fifth grade. No, they are smarter than me.
Right.
And they were like, oh, Nene, you'll be good. I said, no. They said, the point is, what's going to make it so fun is that you know, that you don't know the answer. I said, I don't want to look stupid on TV. Like, I don't want to look like I don't know fifth grade. And clearly I don't.
Listen.
So I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't know, am I smarter than a fifth grade? I don't want to do it.
I just said the weakest link. I never had more anxiety. Like, they ask you questions.
Oh, my God. They asked me about the weakest link. I would have passed out. I am the weakest link. It will never work for me.
Listen.
You don't need to be embarrassed.
Girl,
I
I
am
had
the
so much
weakest link.
anxiety. I am the weakest link.
What about Family Feud? I know we're both friends with Steve
I did the Family
Harvey.
Feud. You know, I did that with my husband.
That's right.
And my kids.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Who did you guys play against?
I don't know the family. It was another family in entertainment.
Wait, I have a
don't
question
remember.
for you guys. So you guys have been married and divorced on these shows.
Yeah.
Is it weird or is it hard that to watch your that these exist with your old partners? Like these shows?
So when I got married,
divorced and married again on the show.
On the show to the same person.
Okay.
So he didn't date anybody like on the show. He didn't come on the show, you know, and with other women, or he didn't do any of that. So he's older than me too, so he just wasn't that guy.
But I'm saying, is it weird to watch it back now that you were like once married to this person and seeing yourself in a relationship? And is that odd? To have like actual footage of your past.
Yeah.
In that way.
Well, what's odd to me is if they show a clip and I see Greg in it.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I look at it like, and Greg is not even living.
Yeah.
It's just, I just look at it like, okay, there's Greg. Because he's so full of life, you know, on the screen, and then to not actually be here on Earth, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's just, I was just looking at some pictures of us and I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
We were so happy in that moment. And then it's like, okay, he's not here.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about this on your show. I think people see you as the strong woman.
Yeah.
But you've been through a lot. Like, you know, I've never lost a husband. So that mourning process, Brent's health issues. But
it's a lot.
You're able to, how are you able to keep going? Keep being Nene?
Now, that's probably the strong part.
Okay.
That's probably the strong side of me. But I think when people think of me as strong, I think they don't think that I ever have weak moments, because I have weak moments, right? So you have moments where you're like, oh my God, like, or you cry and that kind of stuff.
When was the last time you cried?
I think I cried yesterday. I think Yanni could tell you that. He's went out. Yeah.
I think crying is good. I think
oh, yeah,
it's
girl,
good
I just cry. It don't even matter. I don't have long to cry, though. I can cry about 10 minutes and got to go.
You got to jump back on the saddle, child.
You know, that's your strength coming
I get to pull it back together, girl. Come on. And I think I was having a disagreement with him, actually. I was already on the edge and wasn't having a great day. And then me and him were kind of going back and forth. And I was like, okay, I can't take this. Like, I really don't need this right now. Like, I need you to be softer, not harder. Yeah. I am strong, but I also have a real side. You know, like you have a real side to me.
Yeah. Do you feel like because your persona is this strong Nene, you know, you're the rock, you're like, you're impermeable. Like, do you feel like people treat you like you're not as vulnerable? Or it's that?
No, I get that all the time.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, you know, she's okay.
Right.
Or she will be okay. You know, when I'm actually like, no, I won't.
Right. You need a hug too.
Yeah, I won't be okay.
Yeah.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm like driving my car, like I am
I'm
not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is wrong with y'all? I actually have to say that to him a lot too. I'm
Yeah.
like, I am not okay.
Yeah.
What makes you think I'm fine? And
Right.
he's like, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
People would tend to the other person more than to me.
Mhm.
Like they feel like I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
The one who's actively crying will get it
But
more.
I it's just kind of way the world works. And I have a lot of things that I do for myself, you know, to keep myself sane. You know, prayer is obviously
Amen.
one of them. And I talk myself through a prayer a lot. I could be
Mhm.
in my car like, Nene, okay, be strong, Nene. Nene, I could just be talking to myself about things.
Yeah.
You know, you have those, I can travel by myself. Those things make me feel at peace. And we were just, a friend of ours, we ran into last night. He's a guy and he was by himself and he had like 5 or 6 securities around him. And I'm like, where do these people be going? I do everything kind of like,
Yeah.
oh my
On your
God,
own,
I
yeah.
don't need all these securities with me. Like, I'm really shocked and surprised.
Yeah.
Like,
You've always been kind of a lone wolf.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
kinda
always
do
had
that.
like friends.
yeah,
But you definitely can ride
can
alone.
move. I
Like even
can.
going through the airport, like a lot of our castmates,
Yeah.
you know, we have greeters and stuff, so we don't have to go
I
through
haven't
the
had a
airport.
greeter in so long.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's paying for a greeter for me, I'm happy
Right.
to take it without question.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do
Right.
it for myself if I feel like I just need some help. But one of the things I will say, because
don't.
we've traveled together a lot,
Yeah.
when I tell you, Nene's definitely always walked right through the airport, and she's probably one of the most recognizable ones.
yeah.
But she's like, no, she get a little magazine, go
And go
through,
on.
sit there, eat her little food.
I go through by myself a lot. A lot. I go through the airport by myself a lot.
Do you get recognized like everywhere you go?
Every step of the way? Yeah.
Every country?
Every place.
What
Yeah.
place were you the most surprised that people knew you?
Probably nowhere.
All over the world.
everywhere I go, you could probably tell you. It doesn't even matter where we go. Somebody at some point, we can be way out of the country. They're gonna say, "Hi, Nene, how are you?" And I'm like,
That's the weirdest part, right? When they feel like they really know you and
Right.
they talk to you like,
"Oh no,
your
that's not the part that
girlfriends.
gets me. The part that gets me is when somebody say, "Hi, Lenethia." I said,
Oh,
like, you do not know me on that level.
Oh, wow.
Like, I need you to not call me Lenethia.
Right.
Like, you don't know me like that. Now, you have to go to school with me to call me
Yeah,
Lenethia.
not
And
Lenethia.
they're like, Lenethia. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so when did you become Nene? On the show
all
or
of
before? Is that yours?
all of my life, yeah. My aunt always calls me Nene instead of, just short for Lenethia. She always said Nene. And I went through school as Nene.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
funny because you're like a one-name person and a two-name person. People
Yeah.
know you as Nene, but a lot of people call you Nene Leaks.
Yeah, and it's crazy that there are a lot of people that call me Leaks.
And a lot of people call you Leaks.
Mhm.
I think of
I'm
you
a
as Nene
two-namer. I'm Cynthia Bailey. No
Yeah.
one really calls me Cynthia. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Cynthia Bailey.
I'm Nene Leaks.
Yeah.
You're Nene
And-
Leaks to me.
Yeah, Nene
Yeah,
Leaks.
you're Crystal Minkoff. You're
Okay,
a two-name
that's
person.
a
Yeah.
two-name.
I think so.
I like
Nene
it.
Leaks or Leaks. I
What
just
other
said it
pet peeves do you have?
My other pet peeve, I don't like ignorance. I think I used to say that all the
You
time.
did, yeah.
Like, it drives me insane for people to like just say.
Like, give us an
ignorant.
example of like something.
I don't know, just ignorant stuff, just stuff that just
Like when people say dumb shit.
yeah, it just drives me because like, why did you say that? Because that's so stupid.
Well, speaking of dumb shit, how do you deal with social media? Like,
Huh?
because
that's
how do
dumb
you deal
shit.
with social media?
What do you mean?
Like, just in terms of negativity, toxic comments.
Well, I've been on social
Are you
media.
blocking people? Are you muting people? Are you unfollowing? Are you reading the comments?
What's so crazy is being on Housewives. When we got on Housewives, we didn't even have
We didn't have.
Twitter,
Yeah.
okay, or Instagram.
Wow.
So when I started on Housewives, we didn't have Twitter, but
Mm-mm.
Twitter came shortly after.
Mhm.
And I remember Deshaun Snow saying to me, I'm on Twitter and people keep asking for you. You need to get on Twitter. And I was like, Twitter? Like, I was never, like, growing up, I didn't have a MySpace?
A MySpace.
See, I didn't have one of those accounts.
Yeah.
I didn't get a Facebook account until way later. I wasn't into social media.
Right.
But I did get on Twitter and then I got on Instagram.
Instagram.
And then now I'm on everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I have been doing this so long. I will say in the beginning, some of the comments would really bother me.
Yeah. Hurtful.
But I've been doing this for so many years. Now I don't really care about the comments. I
Mhm.
actually try to teach people around me, like, this.
Do you read the comments?
I do sometimes. I read the first few just to see where we going, how this is going.
Right.
And then after that, like.
It's all the same.
Yeah. If you post something and they're like, okay, why is her arm like that? Then I may be like, okay, what is happening with my arm then? Because some people see things.
They catch everything.
They do. They see things that I don't see, maybe. But now, I'm not concerned with the comments. They don't bother me. It would have to be something really big for me to want to respond to it. Now I don't even respond. I post a picture, and if I go back and look and they say, I spelled the word wrong.
Right.
I don't
you're not checking.
I just post a picture and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because see, look, this is one of the things you have to know what this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the people that don't know, they are the ones that are coming. They're the ones that worry.
Mm-hmm.
We know we're in it, right? We get it. We know what this is. And, it doesn't matter if they're commenting good or bad. It still works for you, right?
Yeah.
So they can say bad things. It still worked for you. Because if you were not important, they would not be talking about you. If you're not important, you're not being talked about, right? So welcome it. Welcome the gossip.
Good and the bad.
The good and the bad.
Yeah.
Because you are still relevant.
Somebody told me one time,
Good advice.
somebody that was trying to become a television personality or just even get press, they were like, Cynthia, I would pay for somebody to talk bad about me on social media.
It would.
Because I was told a long time ago, like, all good press, bad press is all press.
It's all press.
At the end of the day, because they can talk about anybody, good or bad, and they're talking about you, me.
Yes, welcome it. Welcome it. Sometimes it's a hard welcome.
Yeah.
And a lot of things I say to people, once you hit the blogs, they don't have a 24 hours. So just live for 24 hours.
That's
Close
true.
your phone. After 24 hours, they are on
They're
to the
moving
next.
on.
Yes.
They do not have time to dwell on you.
Yes.
They are on to the next subject.
Yeah.
So don't worry. Your thing will be pushed on down the timeline. Don't worry about it. So welcome it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Unless they're saying something that's just so horrible that you need to respond.
And you can't take it personal because it's like, who are these people that are actually dragging you? I mean, is
Nobody.
Oprah dragging you?
Nobody.
Is Michelle Obama dragging you?
No,
you know, people that
It's
you
nobody.
respect.
It's good advice, but it's like I just went down a rabbit hole last night reading about myself, and I'm like,
What were they saying? What was happening?
it was people like to rewatch, old seasons.
Yeah.
So it's like reliving my first season, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's so hateful. And like,
I know
is she gonna get better? It's like, is she gonna get better? I'm still a human being.
See, that's why I will not. See, listen, I Googled myself and I saw all these things. So I called a company. I called this company and I was like, listen, can y'all get some of this stuff off this thing, Google? And they were like, yes.
Oh,
and it was
really?
going to be like $7,000 a month. I was like, now hold on. Now, I cannot pay you guys
I thought it was going to be a
$7,000.
$7,000 flat fee.
No, honey, a month. And I said, well, why do we need to keep going?
Right.
And they said that they need to monitor it and make sure that it doesn't come back, and they need to push it down Google as far as they can. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call you guys back next year.
And then Nene started a clearing Google company.
Exactly.
Right.
What the That's crazy.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Crazy.
That's
the
crazy.
stuff that's on there is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Even my phone number and address, like how they get
It's
that,
true.
I don't know.
Do you have fans call you? Because I get fans
I've
that
had
actually
people to
call my phone.
Yeah, I've had people to call my phone.
There's some way they can get our phone number. And
Yeah.
what about turn up to your house? Like, I've had people show up to my house.
Oh, so it's going to be hard to show up to my house now. I mean,
Oh,
you
'cause
can
you're
show up,
behind
you'll
gates.
be outside.
I've never been
but-
behind gates.
Yeah, you'll be
And you're very
outside,
protected.
but I don't know that you're going
That's
to be
true.
inside.
Like, I can
No.
barely get to your houses
Yeah.
at this
It's
point
not-
because it's like you
yeah.
have to go through all the
The
security.
you got to go through. But besides that, if somebody showed up to my house, which I did have, my husband and I were living on this one golf course. It was so fucking scary. This guy came up, he put a note in my mailbox. I saw him putting it in and I was freaking out because we live on a golf course and he was golfing.
Yeah.
And so he was in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
So he was able to kind of ride around and look
Yeah.
at the houses.
Yeah.
And he came,
And our
found
house is
my
on
house.
TV, so they know
Yeah.
what the
Right.
outside
He found my
look
house
like.
and put a note in my box, and I was so freaked out. And his note said, could he take me to this restaurant that was in my neighborhood that I frequent, right?
Mhm.
Because he says he saw me there and he would like to take me to dinner. And that
Wow.
it
And then he
scared
found
me
your
so
address.
much.
And
Yeah,
Mhm.
it really scared me a lot.
People are nutty out there.
They are. They are.
They're crazy.
People are crazy.
Well, it's like we love our fans, but we never know
Well, those are not
which
fans.
ones are the crazy ones.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
crazy.
it's so, we are, in the words of Candy Burris, we are worldwide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
like,
you
never
are a
know.
crazy fan, honey, when you think you can approach someone's home.
Yeah.
Or when you even think you can approach as if you kind of know them. Because they do feel like they know you because you're in their living room,
Yeah.
Yeah.
every week,
Yeah.
right? So they have an attachment to you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're thinking on the other hand understand that you don't know them.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of like, Cynthia Bailey.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Girl,
we know each other.
Listen, straight up. People have hugged
Yes.
me, kissed me. I'm FaceTiming with the
God,
family.
my husband could not stand that
All
when
of
he got
that.
sick. Because he said people would come up to him and hug him so much
Oh,
when he
no.
got sick because they wanted to just show him some compassion. And they would be like, I'm so sorry to, hear about your, and it would just drive him insane because first of all, he hated the C word, cancer. So he hated for people to keep approaching him about cancer.
Yeah.
And then this, I get that they wanted to show him some compassion, but he felt like everywhere he went, people were feeling sorry, kind of like, and it kind of like, it bothered him a lot.
Right. Because it's, even though
because he
you're
wanted to still be
it's
regular.
yeah, but it's also you're a private person too.
Yeah.
And those are the kinds of conversations you have with your closest friends.
Yeah.
You don't have them with strangers. You don't talk about cancer like that.
Yeah.
So
how's
that's
your cancer? And you're like,
yeah. It's almost like my mom dealt with breast cancer. And one of the things that people don't talk about a lot is the mental toll that it takes on you.
Yeah,
like
it
you literally hear that
does.
C word and you think you are going to die like the next day.
Yeah,
like
it's
she
bad.
went immediately into a very dark space. She
Yeah.
got very depressed, very
yeah,
sad.
it's very hard.
I really had to shut things down on my end and really try to be there for her during that time, just to keep her mental up, to keep her positive. She went very negative, and that was hard. Like when you're sick, or
we're doing that.
all
with
last thing you want to talk about is your illness. You just don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about something happy. What is your favorite? You are, I think, the most when it comes to memes and you call them GIFs. Right?
GIFs, yeah. GIFs. Oh, they're GIFs.
GIFs always
GIFs.
I knew I can't do an episode without saying something wrong. Okay. GIFs.
I don't know if they're GIFs or GIFs.
Okay, the GIFs. Y'all know what we're talking about. GIFs.
Yes. Yeah.
You have, I think, quite a few.
Probably
what is your
most?
Well, that's pretty much what I was getting to. What is your favorite GIF, meme? What is your favorite housewife tagline?
My favorite housewife tagline.
Yeah, let's start there first. Yeah.
Probably, I don't keep up with the Joneses.
I am the Joneses. That was a good one. That was what season was that? That was first season.
That was like first season. First and second season. Tagline. Yeah. It was first season.
And did you guys write your taglines or did they give them to you?
Mostly I feel like Andy kind of chose. Well, at least he chose mine.
Back then they did. They were very involved with our tagline.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, they were very. Are they not involved anymore?
Well, my first one, they gave me, I know how to walk into a room and be seen, which I couldn't stand. I who don't know how to walk into a damn room and be seen? Like, oh, well, this is a great tagline. I know how to walk into a room and be seen. Who the hell don't? So after that, I was like, I'm going to need, if I make it back to the next season, I'm going to need to be a little more involved in the creative.
Right.
They would give me like 4 or 5.
What was yours?
They would give me a couple. They always chose the one they liked.
Exactly. What was yours, Crystal?
It's like embarrassing. Hollywood is full of pretenders and I slay them all.
Oh, I don't like it.
That's okay. I didn't either.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And I slay them all.
I literally said that. By the way, and then when I posted it, I just put like swords.
Right.
Because it was so embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like.
You just had to make it work at the
end.
Especially when they pick them. Yeah. So they have me say like 2 or 3, and then the one that they pick is the one that I don't want.
The one you least like.
Yes.
And it's always the last one.
Yes.
And because you're hoping and you're like, and then I realized later on you could just say, I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
You can actually start. But it's always the worst one.
First season, I didn't know I had any rights, or you just don't know. You're just happy to be.
You're just happy to be working.
You're like, oh, okay, I'm getting ready to be on a TV show. Just tell me where I got to be. Where do I have to stand? Favorite GIF, whatever the hell it is, or meme. I know there's a lot, child.
It's a lot because I have a lot of memes and I don't like most of them. I'm still looking for my check for those as well.
You deserve a check.
When I tell you
the way we're allowed to use them so openly and
the way they change them, edit them, I just like, I don't like all of these. Where's the check?
Right.
Do I have a favorite one? Now, I've seen a couple that people have made, and it has made me laugh, though. Honestly.
Like what?
Like, I don't know. I like when they kind of show the back of my head on one of them. I think I might have been talking to Claudia.
They always show one of you, like, painting something. Like, whenever somebody...
they got one of me. I think we were in Anguilla, and I'm turning around. They got it spinning fast, and it's like going and going and going.
The one that is constantly used of Nene, it's like, I think you're like filing your nails or something.
Doing something.
Yeah, she's like looking away. She's she's rolling her
Yes,
eyes. I
that
thought she
one
was
is
like painting a
everywhere.
plate or something.
That you should have been a billionaire by now.
I
That
don't
one
know.
is everywhere.
I don't know, but there's so many. I actually was on my phone one day and I put in my name and I was shocked. I was
How
shocked
many?
when I was just rolling and oh my God.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
Yeah, you have a lot.
It's too many.
it's a lot. Do
Yeah.
you prefer reality or scripted?
Oh, that's a good
Now I
question.
like scripted. I've always liked scripted, by the way. That's where I started in
Mhm.
scripted. I like scripted.
Yeah. Do you see that as your future, like just leaning into acting again?
Oh yeah, I mean, I like acting. I never want to just totally be done with it. I do like reality as well because reality, pays.
Yeah.
So I like both.
Okay.
I like both.
Dream role.
A dream role. Oh God.
Dream actor or actress to work with. Dream director. Dream TV show.
First of all, I don't even watch TV.
I know, you still don't watch TV?
No, I don't watch TV. I don't even know what a remote is. Let me see. A dream, somebody that
dream
would want to a dream role. First of all, I would probably say because I do comedy so well, so I wouldn't want something like that.
I was
Yeah.
just going to say, do you want to do something more dramatic?
Yeah, I
or
would say more dramatic, more drama filled.
Yeah.
Because I would want them to see me in a way that they haven't. I feel like me doing comedy is easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I could do that.
But they say, directors say, comedy is the hardest form of acting.
Really, I feel like it's a natural thing for
Yeah.
me. So I feel like I can easily get with it. I could see it being hard for somebody that, don't really get comedy.
Yeah.
And, with comedy, you have to improv and kind of be quick on your feet too. And I can do that.
Yeah.
So I feel cool with that.
We did the Upshaws for Netflix together. And
Oh,
when I
yeah,
tell
we
you,
did.
everybody, we had a
We
good
did do the
time.
Upshaws. I
And
forgot about
everybody
that,
really
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, I forgot about that Upshaws. It was actually fun.
That was fun.
But that was comedy.
That was comedy.
Yeah.
But they say it's like with comedy, it's hard. People don't want to connect with like beautiful women who are funny because they don't know how to be funny. Like that's what makes you such a great actor is that you are a beauty and you could be funny and people will take you seriously while they're combined.
Yeah.
I
think people take me serious in comedy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
She had a comedy tour.
I did. I was out on the road.
How was that? Did you enjoy that?
I really did like that. Honestly, the first time I got on stage, I was very scared. I was very nervous. I remember
I think I
Peter
maybe was there.
It was in
Wait, was it
Charlotte.
in
It was
Charlotte?
my first place, Charlotte.
Okay.
And I remember Peter coming.
Oh, speaking of Peter.
And we were sold out. It was at the Comedy Zone.
Yes.
Yes. We were sold out. I was so freaking nervous.
Yeah. How have you spoken to Peter lately? Have you spoken to him since all these different things have happened? I get asked this a lot. I know you are very good friends with Peter, so
Oh, don't try it. I am not friends with Peter like that. Let me be clear, honey.
I'm gonna drink my drink.
Peter and I are frenemies.
I know you guys go back and forth.
No, honey, let me just give you the real truth, honey. Peter and I are frenemies, and Cynthia's ex-husband, and we have been frenemies for years, by the way. And so this is nothing
You guys were
new.
definitely frenemies when we were married, for
even
sure.
when Cynthia was married to him and I were frenemies.
Are you more in the friend now or the enemies?
I might be a little bit more in the friend zone right now. He texted me the other day, actually.
Yeah.
It's probably like 3 or 4 days ago he texted me, but girl, he'll turn on me in 2 seconds. So it doesn't matter. Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll turn on me. But I have talked to him, and actually he came on my podcast.
Yeah, you told me that.
So I hate those things are happening.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him on the other side.
Yeah,
of it.
I feel the same way. I'm glad that he is just taking accountability and just getting it over with so he can come back and live his life.
Yeah, and he did.
Yeah.
Even on my podcast, he spoke about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can respect the way he owned that.
Yeah.
And,
You're a totally different woman outside of being Peter's wife. When you was Peter's wife, it was totally a different thing.
Yeah.
Girl, because that Peter was something, girl.
Yeah.
What was she like?
Peter was Peter was like, when we first started the show, the husbands were not as involved in the show until Peter came on the show.
When Peter came, they were like,
Peter
okay,
came
let's
and
go
lit it up with
husbands.
everybody. He was over that fight with everybody.
Cynthia like?
Well, don't turn this on me. We talking about Nene.
Talking to Nene, my friend over here, Cynthia.
Well, Cynthia and Peter were Well, I actually thought Peter was mean. So this is not a secret because I tell him this on my podcast, and I think he already knows. I thought he was mean, and I thought Cynthia was more
He
mute.
wasn't actually mean. He was just very direct. And there was no, he didn't sugarcoat things. He came out very raw on the Housewives.
But once I really got into Cynthia and Peter and really was in their household and we double dated and did all that stuff
we spent a lot of time together.
I really realized that Cynthia was the hard one, not Peter. Yeah. I really realized that Cynthia was actually over there.
She was the problem.
Yeah, she was the one over there beating up Peter.
No.
I was like, girl, you beat Peter up.
Is alive and well. I'm just saying. But for the most part, I do choose peace. But it takes a very strong woman to be with Peter Thomas.
Well, honey,
100%.
when I saw Cynthia gather Peter one day, I walked out in peace. I said, honey, I never have to worry about my friend. I know she done beat Peter up. I ain't got to worry about Peter doing a thing to Cynthia.
He's like, poor Peter.
Cynthia had Peter in there in tears, honey. I walked out Cynthia's house at peace. I said, girl, go on, call me tomorrow.
Well, listen, I think, talking about misconceptions, I think that's one of my biggest ones. People think I'm a punk. They take my kindness for weakness. I'm like, look, I choose peace. Be clear. Now, if it ain't gonna be peace, we can talk about some things.
We can go somewhere, right?
We can go somewhere with it. What you want to do? We can go somewhere with it.
When I saw Peter in that corner, honey, with them red eyes, I said, Cynthia had beat the brakes off of Peter, honey. I remember there was this clip going around where they thought that you had hit Peter in the eye after something. It was he had some kind of like his eyes get kind of like red or runny or something. Yeah. And it was something happened at bar one, and he ended up, he loves to get on a video and start talking. Yeah. And he ain't even looking around and fixing and nothing. Right. And he's just on there talking, and people are looking like his eyes red. Cynthia to beat him up, and I looked at the video. I looked at the video, and I was like, okay, so I know it's his whatever is happening with his eyes. But I was very okay. I said, Cynthia definitely can handle Peter. I used to be concerned. I was like, is Peter over here killing Cynthia?
Yeah.
Honey, when I got over there and seen Cynthia gather Peter, I was like, okay, cool.
I never punched him in the eye.
No,
just so we just cleared it up.
No, she did not punch him in the eye, but she cleared the room, honey.
Yeah. No, Peter is like yourself, very strong personality,
but he's really not. He does have a side to him, though, that is actually soft.
Very much so. Yeah. But I will say, again, it takes a very strong woman to be with, someone like him. Yeah, because he will definitely, run the show, literally. And
well, baby, he didn't run it with you.
No, it was a true partnership. I will say that.
Because people really thought that. People really
that's a huge
they really thought that Peter was over there running Cynthia, just running all over. I said,
like, people will feel sorry for me. They're like, why are you with him? Oh my God. Like, they would send me like prayer oil and stuff. I was like, he's not that bad. You guys, like, I don't know if we're truly compatible at this point, but he actually
it's not as bad.
It's not. But I always give old Peter Thomas flowers, because he is truly the reason I even moved to Atlanta in the first place.
Yes,
and he was very polarizing on the show,
yes,
without question.
And I'm sure Greg thanks him because he made sure that all the men got a check.
Oh, absolutely,
some kind of check.
Absolutely,
yeah, because they were literally. They weren't being paid.
Remember, Peter was the one to make sure the guys went to watch What Happens Live for the first time. They couldn't do nothing with Peter on the show. Peter was doing the most.
Wait, did the men? You guys actually got paid? The guys got paid?
They didn't get like salary, but they got paid to like come to the reunion and stuff.
And they couldn't wait to get there.
And they did take trips. Yeah. They took the international.
And they would come on the trips.
Wow.
What was your favorite trip for Housewives?
I always tell everybody that we had the best time in Anguilla.
Anguilla?
Yeah.
Why did I think you would? I thought you were going to say South Africa because we had a good time.
We did have a good time in South Africa.
Those are my two favorite ones, Anguilla and South Africa.
You know what? Anguilla was good. You guys renewed your vows.
Yeah, we did.
We lived in these beautiful villas, and all of us had a man.
Yeah.
Even Kenya.
We did. Walter.
Yeah, Walter.
That's
Remember?
right.
We had that's when Kenya did the twirl.
Gone with the Wind Fabulous.
Gone with the Wind Fabulous thing. We had a good time. We had a good time over there. We did have a good time in South Africa too.
We did.
Yeah.
There's so much nostalgia of like the old Housewives. What do you think about the Housewife Babies that are going around? Because now you're having a rebirth. We then lived through the whole grown Nene era of Housewives, and now we get to see you as a little reading baby.
A little baby.
reading everybody together. I posted a couple of our clips where I was giving you the
This is
friend
crazy.
contract.
Literally the best thing I've ever seen. People don't know what we're referring to. I don't know the name of the creator, but he's been taking clips of particular Atlanta and via AI babyfying you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have never seen
We're
more
so cute.
entertaining television ever. It's so good. You guys look
I
so
think
cute.
he's a guy on TikTok. I'm not sure.
It's
Okay.
brilliant.
Brilliant.
It's
Yeah.
really.
Do you love them?
I think they're okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us
Well,
why.
you don't love them. We should be getting a check for them too.
We should be getting a check.
I see.
It's like too many of them floating around.
Yeah.
Mm.
At first, when it was a couple, it was okay.
No,
Now
they're-
they doing
They're all
every.
over the place.
Now they're doing every scene.
How do we? I would like to know how to do it. Like, is that something? Is there like
I
an
don't
app we
know.
can go on? Like,
Yeah.
where did
It's
this come
definitely
from?
AI.
It's AI. Rob
Yeah.
did it for
It's
you.
AI.
He wanted to do us here
Oh, that's cute.
at
Oh,
Humble
he
Brag.
could do you guys.
That would be
That'll
cute.
be cute.
Yeah.
Oh, how I love summer. Something about it just makes you feel your best. So what better time to create healthy meal habits that last? What better time to get Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for clean eating?
Green Chef makes it easy to spend less time in the kitchen and more time in the summer air. With their new Heat and Eat meals, you can enjoy a delicious, wholesome meal in just 3 minutes. Plus, with over 80 weekly options, Green Chef makes it easy to find meals that fit your lifestyle.
Perfect for supporting your wellness journey, Green Chef recipes feature fresh, organic, seasonal produce and 100% responsibly sourced proteins to help you feel your best.
Green Chef's real, clean ingredients help you build lasting, healthy habits without the hassle. Enjoy salads ready in just 5 minutes, protein-filled breakfast, or nutrient-rich smoothies to fill your day. Green Chef is ready to nurture your nutritional needs.
With 80-plus dietitian-approved weekly meal options, Green Chef makes it easy to find meals that fit your lifestyle. Pick from Mediterranean, gluten-free, plant-based, and protein-heavy, even gut and brain health, and calorie-smart choices too.
The recipes change every week, and with week-to-week flexibility, you can adjust your plan to match your mood and your schedule.
My current favorite meal is the Italian shrimp and creamy rice.
Yum. My favorite is the chicken with lemon crema. You guys have to try it.
Make this summer your healthiest yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50humble and use code 50humble to get 50% off your first month. Then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping.
That's code 50humble at greenchef.com/50humble.
Remember that doctor's appointment you were supposed to make a while ago? The one that you meant to book, but you got sidetracked and completely forgot about it until now? You know, that dentist appointment for your biannual cleaning, overdue annual checkup that's been 3 years in the making, dermatologist appointment for that rash that's been looking a little off.
Why not book it today? Zocdoc makes it easy to find the right doctor right now, and it's all online. You'll probably be able to book an appointment before the end of this ad. Zocdoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment.
With Zocdoc, you can book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more.
You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, and are a good fit for any medical need you may have and are highly rated by verified patients.
Once you find the right doctor, you can see their annual appointment openings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit.
Appointments made through Zocdoc also happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. More often than not, you can even get same-day appointments.
Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to Zocdoc.com/humble to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/humble. Zocdoc.com/humble. But
Yeah,
no, you know,
look
when
at
you
you.
bring that up, I get that. Actually, my husband he's very into AI, but
Yeah.
it's like how to monetize, like,
Yeah.
because they are stealing content.
They
and
are.
when they change it,
And I think that's
it becomes new
crazy.
content.
It's
Yeah.
like we have no control over our likeness.
Yeah,
We really don't.
that part.
Mm-mm.
Because your likeness is everywhere.
Mhm.
I mean, I see so many different videos of myself. They have changed them 100
Mhm.
ways. I mean, it's crazy.
Do you feel like there will be a movement or?
It should be.
Yeah.
I'm pushing for
Yeah.
the movement.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to be a part of the movement. I would like to pay off my house and get several other ones, honey.
Because it really is majority reality star that it happens to.
It does.
Because like you said, you're in their living room every day.
Yeah.
So they feel like they know you, they get to repeat. Like there's no show like Housewives that you can rewatch over and over again.
And over again.
And you can watch your second season, you can watch season 13.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. In any episode, unlike any other show, you don't pop into shows like that.
Yeah.
And yes, and it's weird that residuals don't exist. But again,
crazy.
like all these new iterations of just that original content of your likeness are being reused and other people are making money.
Yeah, over and over again. And other people are making money. I'll be looking for my check.
AI guy.
Also checking the mailbox as well.
TikTok guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So where do you see yourself in 20 years?
Oh, girl, I don't know. I hope I'm somewhere sitting and being at peace, honey, in 20 years. Oh, gosh.
Will you still be in Atlanta?
I will. Like, Atlanta's where my children are, so I will always have a home in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now, I can have a vacation home somewhere else, but I feel like Atlanta, my kids are there.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
your
will,
home base.
Yeah.
Where do you love to travel to? Where are your favorite spots?
Anywhere.
Dubai. You like Dubai?
I do like Dubai. Yeah, I like Dubai. I actually like London.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fans in London.
We
I'm
do.
sure you get recognized like crazy.
Yeah,
over there.
it's like being over here to me.
Yeah.
Like they're like, hey, Nene. It's like, okay, hey.
How do you like having your own talk show, the Nene Leaks show? And where do you see that going, and where do you want it to go?
Where do I see the Nene Leaks show going? I kind of was thrown into the Nene Leaks show, by accident. It wasn't something that I planned, right? I was doing me and my homegirl, and our schedules weren't lining up, and I just walked in one day, and the camera crew was there, and they were like, we're going to do the Nene Leaks show and just sit here and just start talking. And I just kind of fell into the Nene Leaks show. It's done very well. I hope for it to go as far as it can possibly go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm...
whatever that is.
I love watching the two of you guys on it.
A lot of people
and I
did.
fully watched it like I actually beamed it on my big screen. You guys obviously have incredible chemistry, but I think it's really nice to see that you guys are actual friends.
Yeah.
And I think that's what is unique about Housewives, because some feel like not real. Yeah. Or more put on, or you can see why people would never like hang out in real life, but you guys clearly have like a sisterhood and a friendship going way back to the history. You guys just talking about
even through
your
our
own
ups and downs,
stories.
trust me, I used to get so aggravated because when Nene and I weren't friends, everywhere I went, can you and Nene just make up? They were with all the friendships that I had on that show on Housewives. My relationship with Nene was the one. Yeah, was the friendship, the fans.
The fans.
Like they loved our dynamic.
Yeah,
and we were like so opposite, although we had things in common. And one of the reasons why I was excited for Nene to come on here, like a lot of people have this perception of who they think she is, but I really got to know Nene. Nene's like quiet, actually, to be honest. Like, she's does a lot of her own stuff. She doesn't really need a lot of people around her. You're not really a diva, really. You're not hard to work with. You are a worker bee, or you are a workaholic.
Yeah.
So many things we actually were able to connect on that people never realized. And this is the first situation for me where I was actually thrown into a friendship. And I shared this with you on your show.
Yeah.
I've had friends for 20, 30 years. And I have to say, as crazy as it is how we met, like for me, I felt like we had good chemistry. There was something about us together.
I like to tell
like
people,
with you and I.
We had sisterhood.
Yeah.
So we had sister vibes.
Even when we're up and down, it just was still.
When Cynthia and I weren't talking, I was really honestly hurt by it. I was really hurt. I was like, oh my God, Cynthia's the sister that I never had. So I was down, you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. But
it was a hard time
having real friendships on those shows, your friendship get tested a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard to walk in there as friends and walk out, friends.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Right.
I think everybody who had a real friendship has been tested.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's just designed to. I was just thinking when you said like how hard is you guys weren't talking, like if you weren't on the show, whatever happened probably would have never happened.
Yeah.
That
if we weren't on the show.
Correct.
Yeah. And I always say
be.
all the girls on the show, we all would be best friends. I mean, we probably all would hang out if we weren't working together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it's part of the job.
It's a part of the job.
You ask questions that you wouldn't normally ask, and you respond in ways you wouldn't normally respond.
And then you have other people chiming in.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot.
And, you know, when you do have conflict in real life, you just give it a beat and you don't have to see that person on the show. You got to go film with them next day. It's like, okay. So you don't have a lot of time to process things, to think about things.
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
It is.
No, it's a lot.
This is such a full circle moment. Like, I love that we are in such a respectful place. I was so excited to come and support you on the Nene Leaks show.
And we were happy to have you.
Well, thank you. And
I
I'm glad
told you
that
how to
I think
get
I was one of the top watched ones.
Well, honey, don't tell Peter, honey.
Don't upset Peter.
Did Peter's come out yet?
Not yet, honey. Well, trust
I don't
me,
think
he's
it's going to do better than mine.
Maybe he was, he's such a,
Well, okay, well, I'm not sure how his went, but I will say what I love about ours is it wasn't messy.
No.
It was very real.
Because it's a conversation. That's what we like.
That's,
over on,
it was pretty much like this. Like, we just talked. And we just loved on each other, and we just kind of went down memory lane because no matter what, like, we have, like, I couldn't forget about my time with you if I tried. Like, I was literally thrown in a whole new career.
Right.
And, you know, I always say this, like, I felt in so many ways protected that they gave me you because, well, my mind was like, well, I'm her friend. She ain't gonna go against me. So that didn't work out a little later on down the line. But I did feel like I was a little bit under your wing and there was some protection because you were the star. You were very strong. And I was still trying to figure it out. So
every time we speak about you and her experience, you speak so highly of you.
Thank you. I appreciate my flowers.
Well, you know what?
Really
I think we don't. We don't do
on and off camera.
We don't do this enough. People can sit on a couch and watch the show all they want to and say what they would have did and how they would have did it. I don't think either one of us could have done it any differently. It just had to play out this way.
It just had to play out the way that it played out. We couldn't have changed anything. We honestly could not.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about wishing you could change a moment?
Biggest regret?
The only moments that I kind of wished I could change on the show is moments with my oldest son and me and Greg, not talking about our divorce so much. I kind of, because we got back together. So I kind of hated that we shared some stuff.
Oh, too much.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
But Greg was always respectful.
Always.
Like, he just got it. He just was like, you know, I'm not going to go but so far with my wife. I'm not going to take my wife all the way over here on these cameras. So he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? And this is a total compliment. You're totally regular.
I am regular.
You really are.
I told you.
Yeah, I'm really regular.
You really are. And
Girl, you said I got off the plane and came over here in orange flip-flops.
And I had already told them, like, I didn't even tell them you were coming because I wanted to surprise them. And I was like, is she really coming? And I was so excited. I was like, I called you. I was like, Crystal, I think Nene may come by. I was like, but don't get your hopes up because she has a big event that we all are going to tonight.
And I don't have a suitcase.
And she's just coming in. She's flying right in. But knowing you, I should have known that as much, even with her, literally this woman's suitcase is like somewhere floating in Delta World right now.
Girl.
We have a huge event that we're going to tonight, and she still showed up.
Yeah,
and you're here relaxed.
Yes,
so
girl, no hairspray, nothing.
Just
like,
over
I'm
here.
just here. So excuse me, y'all, when you start looking at this video. I am just here. I don't have a luggage, nothing. Nothing. And you know, I've been told so long, if you carry a carry-on, which I did, that you should put a look inside an outfit in your carry-on.
Yeah, they always say that's true.
I have a blanket, socks, candles,
so now you're
speakers so I
comfy.
can listen to music, snacks. That's what's in my carry-on. So I've never did a look in there. I don't have anything.
I used to. And then you're like, oh, it's such overkill.
Yeah.
And then the day you need it.
The day that luggage don't show up.
That's a bad thing when that luggage
Girl,
don't show up.
I wanted to call the guy that checked my bag in. I was like, I wish I knew his number. I'd be like, what happened to my bag? I was here in
hopefully
time.
it's on its way.
Yeah. It wasn't even late being checked in. So I'm like, why didn't it get on the plane? Yeah. And it said on my app that it was at the plane. So I'm thinking, did somebody take it from the plane?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Because you feel secure in that moment.
Yeah. I was like,
Before we let you go, what was your favorite season that you were on Real Housewives of Atlanta? And remind me, I'll help you figure out who was on that cast. What do you think was the best season of Real Housewives of Atlanta that you were on?
It was...
That you felt like we were really killing it?
Might have been 6.
And I think I was on most of them with you.
Yeah,
so
I think I'll
be in this group. Season 6. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I think it was season 6.
That was the season that
we were
Portia
really
and Kenya
killing
came
it, like
on.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that was the season
really
Portia and Kenya came on.
Yeah, we were really going there.
And Phaedra and I came on right before that together.
Yeah, but
Maybe a couple years before.
3,
we came on season 3. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Phaedra and I came on season 3.
And then so Kenya came on 5?
5 or 6. I can't remember.
Yeah, we were really killing it then.
Yeah.
Your show was enormous.
Yeah, it was.
It was enormous.
It really was.
It was just not just like cable, but just
everybody was watching.
Everybody was watching. You know, we came on in a time when reality, all these other shows that you see now were not
in existence.
Yeah, they were not in existence. So,
but also it wasn't all glammed up like you guys got dressed up for parties, but like normal.
No,
like,
we were very regular.
Yeah, but I think that's what made it great.
And I think that's what made viewers be able to relate. Yes. I feel like I came on the underdog, but I left the big dog.
You really did.
The underdog.
You really did.
Maybe left out the big dog. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this type of show. You can go on. You can't go on and try to figure it out. Like you don't know if you're going to, like, the very one you think is not going to be the one will be the one to blow up.
Be the one.
The very person you think you're going to be friends with be the first one you fall out with.
Exactly.
Like
it doesn't work that way. Yeah. It's very tricky. So what do you got? Well, why am I asking the question? But I got to ask
the question.
I was like, so what do you guys think about now? Well, you know, Cynthia, because you're on now.
Yeah.
They feel totally different than how we feel, don't you think?
Well, I think they've had a chance to study us.
Yeah.
You know, because this is like what season?
Yeah, so
16?
they come on already.
They had 16
ready.
years to study us. You know, we were coming on, and I was just saying this on somebody else's show. We literally at that point we would be all up in TJ Maxx, still trying to pull it together. You know what I'm saying? And these girls are coming on now with full glam squads.
Neiman Marcus down.
All of that stuff.
Yeah, they're ready.
You know, very, very different. And I think one of the things that people appreciated about us, it was new, and we were still figuring it out. Like we were just. We knew we were fabulous, but we were still coming into our own. And you guys got to see the process. You got to see our children.
Yeah.
You got to see, you know, where they are now. Like, you know, Noelle is 25. She was 8 years old when she came on the show.
Yeah, same.
All of those things.
My baby was in the 3rd grade.
Remember your little first dog, Player, when you got Player? You were teaching him
Player. Still have
potty training. Player still around?
Yes.
How old is Player now?
17.
Wow.
Oh my God. I didn't know.
So that means he's like 80.
Yeah.
Wow. And then I had my little dog, Bailey, that was on. Remember, Bailey went to Kenya's dog, Velvet's funeral, and acted a fool over there. I mean, it's just so much. It's like you honestly forget.
Yeah.
But one of the things I will say about this show, it really honestly changed all of our lives.
It did. I tell people, you know, it's a bittersweet, but the platform it takes you so many places. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
But I don't think the platform is what it was then. It's not the same now.
What do you think it's like now? What is your
I don't feel like these girls are stars or, you know, or like household names.
They're not.
We know them, but we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be like, oh, hey, girl, hey, girl, hey.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like we were at a time.
Now.
Yeah,
but there's so many now. When you guys were there was a handful.
Yeah.
You know,
and we could make a big footprint.
Yeah.
Now.
And you know what? I forget this about Atlanta. You know, we kept a lot of our same cast for a long time. Like once we had that good 6 or 7, whichever it was.
Yeah. We kept, and that was it.
We kept a lot of us, and that's why people got invested in us.
Yeah, that's right. We stuck around.
Because we stuck around. It wasn't we weren't super interchangeable. You couldn't find another Nene or another Cynthia, another Kenya, another Portia, even another Candy. Any of us, like we all had our own thing. Phaedra, we were all so different.
Yeah. And it worked.
It really did.
It worked.
Yeah. I always tell Cynthia, it's like your show, you guys were all stars.
Yeah.
Like everyone.
We put the numbers up.
We did.
We really put the numbers up.
We really did.
You guys are an amazing show. And you guys are so amazing now.
Yeah.
Okay, can we?
So Cynthia, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay, don't try to take over the show, Nene.
No,
I'm so excited.
This is not the Nene Leaks show.
I was just
this
asking
is
because of the
Brag.
Housewives, and I know you've shown up in the blog with your new friend.
Yes, Prince.
So is he going to be on the show with you?
Well, we just shot the reunion.
Okay.
I know you.
Did they bring them in?
They brought the men, the housewife men. Some of the men showed up. I don't know how much I can say. Most of the men showed up. I am a friend to the show, so I was not obligated to bring my boyfriend.
Okay, that's
with
right.
me.
That's right.
You know that we are not really on social media, anything like that together, but we are publicly outside and it's publicly known.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, as the creator of the friend contract, the friend role has evolved over the years.
Yeah,
and
I like the friend role.
I had. Would you ever, if you ever first of all, would you ever want to ever see yourself coming back to Housewives?
Mhm.
And would you be even open to being a friend of the show?
I felt like I was a friend one season.
You was?
Yeah, remember the season where we went to?
I feel like
I want to say Phaedra, Kim Fields in Jamaica. We were in Jamaica.
You were not a friend. You were.
I was a friend.
Holding a peach in all
I can't
of the
remember.
promos. Nene, you were never a friend of the damn show.
I thought I was a friend one time.
Well, you thought wrong.
Okay.
You were never a friend.
Honest to God, listen. Let me see.
You were never a friend.
I'm not mad at the friend role.
Okay.
I just think if I just, just answering your question, if I were to ever step back on that platform and would I be a friend, I really kind of feel like, I don't know, that I would be a friend.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I would have to look at it kind of like, I like the friend role. I like the capacity. I don't have a problem with it at all. But I just would think, Nene, season 1, the first housewife, and I'm a friend.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. This is where it works for me, for someone that came on season 3.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that I don't have to bring my family on the show.
Okay.
I enjoy that I don't have to bring
I love that
my
too.
man on the show.
I love that.
I literally just get to show up.
I love
myself.
that idea.
The network was pretty gracious about working around my schedule. I was able to still do other shows.
Yeah, I love that.
TV projects.
And you're not as
movies.
committed or hell.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work being a full-time housewife.
It is a lot of work.
After doing it, we both did it for over a decade.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I could never really do a bunch of other things. When I was filming as a housewife, my whole brain
was housewife.
Everything was housewives. And we talked about this, Crystal. Like even when I would come home, I was never present because I was always thinking about what's going to happen the next day. What do we shoot next day? What am I going to wear?
Me too.
All of that stuff.
Me too.
I haven't been present in a long time with my family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I've been really trying to make up for lost time with is actually spending real time with Noelle because we were filming since she was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I was there. My body was there. When I tell you spiritually and mentally, I was not there. I just was not there. I couldn't figure out how to do both at the same time.
It's a lot.
So it's been great for me to just come in, to just kind of stay connected to the show, the cast. I mean, I feel like when you work this hard and give so much to a show, it's nice to still be able to, be a part of the platform in some way and still leverage it in some way because our fans, they still love the OGs.
Yeah.
And it's nice to throw us in there. So for me, it's not an ego thing. It's not like, I think back in the day, people looked at a friend as kind of less than.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
no,
as long as we've been on the show, girl, they literally treat me like I'm a housewife.
Yeah, I don't see it as a less than role at all.
Yeah, the cast literally, they hate when they even say certain things we're doing. I'm like, I'm just a friend. They're like, well, you stop saying you're a friend. You're Cynthia Bailey. You're not a friend. And I think you would get that same respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
I just, I think the friend role it's great.
Yeah.
But I know I think your initial thing is what I'm reading, which I get is I think if you're, to have the opportunity again, they would just ask you as a full time.
Yeah, I would just have to wrap my head around that.
What that looks like.
Yeah, I think I think that would end up being your choice if you have other things going on because, like I said, it feels like your goal is having your own show right now.
Yeah,
and if that's where you're focusing, you can still jump in.
I enjoy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I enjoy doing my show. It's kind of on my own time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you guys do this when your schedules line up.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's kind of when I want to do it. And my family didn't have to come on. I don't have to talk about my personal life.
Yeah.
So
it's a win-win.
It is.
I want to ask you this before you leave since you brought up Prince. Oh.
Prince.
Yeah, that's my man's name.
Okay.
So do you see yourself getting married again? And are you I know your man is in the other room right now. Hi, Yanni.
Okay. How long are you and Yanni
Are you
together?
in love? Do you see yourself getting married again? Are you guys best friends? Like what is your love like? What did you feel like? How was it dating before you got into a serious relationship? Let's talk about that for 2 minutes.
So I met this man probably a couple months after my husband passed. So that was kind of quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know that I even had the time to think, am I mentally ready to date or what? I remember the first night I went out, right? I was going to be moving and I was thinking, this is my first night out and I want to get to know the neighborhood, right?
Okay.
And I remember looking in the mirror saying to myself, okay, Nene, you're single. Now, I haven't been single in
Forever.
So I don't even know what single is like. I'm talking about over 20 years.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what that looks like. So we're just going out and hanging out and having fun, right? Me and my girlfriend. And then I meet this man. I just kind of went with the flow. Like, you know, I'm just here to do whatever he want to do, right? So that's how I kind of approached it. Like, I'm just here. If he wants to go out, I want to go out, right? And this is just how I approached it. And I ended up in a relationship.
And that was how many years ago now?
Girl, almost 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just let the universe let it happen.
I
That's
just kinda
crazy
went
though,
with the
20
flow.
years to like look in the mirror and say that. Like,
Yeah, like you're single. Like, how does this work? Like, because you don't, after 20 years, like, you don't even know what dating looks like.
How old were
Like,
you when you got married?
28, 29.
And you guys were married for how long?
Forever. 25, almost 25 years. 23, I think it was. 23 and some change.
We are both in age gap relationships.
Yeah. He was older than me.
How much older
yeah.
how
was
much
he?
older was?
Almost 13 years.
Okay. Rob's 20 years older than me.
Okay, he's much older.
And my
Yeah.
guy is
And
18 years younger.
18 years younger.
oh, I love that he's 18
Yeah.
years young. I live for that. I just kind of went with the flow. And I never dated an African. I never dated anybody other than an American guy. So it just worked. And so no, did you ask? Well, as far as being married,
Would you get married again?
I love and I loved marriage because I was married for a very long time. But
You're a wife.
Yeah, I'm
for
very
sure.
much a wife and not a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think because I've gone out with him for so long, I just kind of accept like it doesn't really matter anymore if I do or if I don't. I do understand the whole partner for life thing. I get it. But it's not my first choice.
Right.
Because I've been a wife for so long.
Yeah.
But I do understand it. And I don't remember the other part of your question. I just remember about marriage.
I don't remember it either.
Okay.
But I love what you just said about the whole wife thing. I think if you're with someone, I think we still, whether we're a wife or not, we still want to be treated like a wife and have wife respect.
Right. Of course, you want wife
And
respect.
then it's like we don't need the officialness of like
Any of that,
I'm actually married. I think I haven't completely ruled out getting married again, but it's not a deal breaker. I know if I ever
think it
did,
changes with
it would
age,
be.
too.
I don't think I would have a wedding. I think I would. Just,
Yeah, I think the wedding is a whole lot right now. I think that's a lot. Yeah.
I think as you get older, it's like, I think it changes like your perspective of that. You know, we all got married so young, right? I got married when I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
So like you do.
And how long have you and Rob been together?
This past year we've been together 22 years.
Yeah.
Married almost 17 years.
Yeah.
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy,
so,
right?
Yeah.
I'm only 42.
Yeah, but for me,
20,
the one thing I would say about a relationship is this is what this has taught me. It has taught me I wouldn't want to be public. Like I wouldn't, look, I'm never going to be a secret, right? I'm not, I just don't want to be public, but I'm not a secret. You get what I mean?
That's exactly the space that I'm in with my
I'm
guy.
happy to go everywhere, be everywhere, do everything.
In
I
real
don't want to
life.
be a secret, but I don't want to be public. I would never, ever like be as public as we have been.
Absolutely.
Like I'm when I say public, I mean in like social media wise.
Yeah.
Because I just think it didn't open the doors that it opened were not.
Well, you give permission to get to comment, and people feel like you're giving them access.
Yeah, you are giving
to
access.
Information and photos and things that you don't have to give them access to.
Right.
And once you give them access, then you can't be mad at them for putting their, saying what they got to say about how they feel about y'all's little happy picture y'all took.
And the women are just like,
Oh yeah, and then that's another thing.
You're just welcoming all that.
And the women are like, oh, okay. Well,
I'm telling you,
slide in his DMs and see. Oh, he's so great.
Oh, they slide in his DMs for sure.
A man that has a woman suddenly looks more interesting to some women, which is crazy. It's like, oh well, that if he's taken, that means he's better.
Oh, I always say, I don't know if I can say it, and I always
say it.
That you up their pussy game,
Absolutely.
For sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
He dates Nene Leaks. If I could say that to him, he'd be like, oh, Nene Leaks, like don't act like this ain't no prize. Now, you are dating Nene Leaks. I just don't throw it in your face like that. But, So naturally, people are going to say hi.
Absolutely.
Even if they thought he was an attractive man, he's even more attractive.
Yeah.
Now that he's tied to this person.
Yeah.
So they don't have a problem, you're married to an executive. I'm sure the women in the building don't mind saying hello.
I'm sure they do. I mean, if they do, I feel...
He's over at Disney.
Let me tell you something. If Rob gets a hello, I'm like, honey, go, like, have fun. Like, he's such a little nerd.
You're like,
I think it's so sweet if, like, a girl hits on him or something like that.
He's an executive.
He gets, like,
Disney.
shy.
Yeah.
So, Rob, I don't know. I feel like we'll be together forever. It feels like we're going to be in rocking chairs, you know? I'm kind of, it's so funny. I did this, like, cooking live thing with him last night, and all the women were like, on the live, like, you're so mean to him, like, talk. And I'm like, and so when you were talking about you and Peter, I was laughing inside. I'm like, it always seems one way, and then behind closed doors,
it's totally something
totally different.
It's totally different. Yeah. I was out with my guy the other night, and he was saying to his friends, people would never think, such and such about Nene. I said, if they only knew, really in my head, like, if they only really knew that I'm way chill, and, he's a lot more up here than I am. Like, personality-wise.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. Right. He's a lot. And he can hear you say,
pleasure.
You're a lot. He's a lot.
Yeah. Well, he's a lot. So
yeah, he's a lot.
Obviously, it's been 4 years.
It's been almost October, I think it'll be 4 years. Yeah.
That's solid.
We usually end the show with a humble brag. And how that works is you say something in your life that has humbled or that is humbling you. And then it's like a brag, like little flex, like, but you are Nene Leaks, whatever. Yeah. You do one first, and then I'll do mine, and then Nene can do last, so she can get an example.
My humble brag today is I am very honored that you are here.
Oh, thank you.
You are Nene Leaks.
Oh, thank you. I'm just so regular. I really appreciate I appreciate these flowers.
Yes. See, give me your flowers.
I'm so regular.
At the end of the day, yes, you are quote regular, but behind closed doors, you're still Nene Leaks.
I am. Thank you.
So I am just truly humbled that you came here. But my brag and my flex is that I have this amazing show with my girl that gets to have Nene Leaks on it. Yes. So that means I must be doing something right.
Yes.
So that's my humble brag.
So
thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for inviting your girl
here.
Thank you. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It was no doubt in my mind. I hopped right off the plane and, here I am.
Best.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
So my humble brag is I am just so humbled that we have somehow through everything come back together in a very different but very loving and respectful grown space.
That's good.
I'm so humbled that I still get to call you, have a drink with you from time to time, see your growth. I feel like you are have grown a lot. For me, a turning moment for me when we were spending time together in Abu Dhabi, and we just had a chance to sit and talk, and that conversation is always just ours, but I've just seen the evolution. So I'm just so humbled for your growth, and I'm so humbled for our growth as sisters and friends for life, regardless of whether we see each other every day or whatever. And my brag is we got Nene motherfucking Leaks She showed up. Bags didn't come. My girl came straight from the airport.
Just here I am.
That is a brag. You are a busy woman.
I'm just really regular like that. No, honestly. So I have a couple of humble things that's happening in my life.
Yes, God.
I'm really humbled by life.
Yes.
Completely. Just watching my husband fade away that way, it really humbled me. Yeah. And my son being really sick is really a humbling time. And just thinking about health and how life can be so fleeting. And I'm really humbled by that.
Yeah.
What would be my brag?
Oh, well, honey. I
got a lot of things I could brag about. But, let me see. I guess my brag would be playing off of you guys. I am fucking Nene Leaks.
You better give yourself your own flowers. You are fucking Nene Leaks.
I am. I've done a lot of things.
As you would say, and you ain't gonna never change it.
I ain't gonna never change it. I've done a lot of things I just don't really talk about. Actually, I forget some of the stuff I do.
Isn't that the truth?
One day I went to IMBD and I was like, I forgot I did this. Yeah. I was like, look at my resume. Like I would have never. I started out with nothing on my resume to having a freaking resume a mile long. Like
I'm
doing
still going.
Yeah,
and still
doing
growing.
all of these things. And so I'm grateful and I'm thankful. You guys helped me today to even get back in a mental space of thinking like, yeah, girl, don't forget who you are. Don't
You
forget all the stuff that you've done. Yeah.
No,
So
it doesn't matter where you are in space and time. You are still fucking Nene Leaks.
Yeah.
And everyone out there, even if they, let me tell you, for every person that comes up to you, 100 are inside saying, oh my God, that's Nene Leaks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They walk up to me and say, oh my God, it's Nene Leaks.
Yeah, you're going to walk out the studio and somebody's going to say,
my man and I walked off the plane and some guy was like, hey, Nene, you look fabulous. I mean, they just say it anywhere. They don't really care where we are. They are always going to holler and speak. And yeah, so all those things are very humbling and it's a blessing too.
It is.
Right? Yeah, so I'm humbled by life.
Amen.
Life
You're
is
humbled
very
by
humble.
life.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nene Leaks, for
thank you.
hanging out with Crystal and Humble Brag. We love you guys. We usually try to say something. And what language were we speaking?
Korean.
Korean. How do we say
How do I do
goodbye?
that?
Well, how do we say goodbye in Korean?
안녕하세요.
We do something.
안녕하세요. Sound like
we're gonna let Nene close us out in Korean.
Ready? 안녕하세요.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Ready? Ready to listen?
Together. 안녕하세요.
Okay, ready?
안녕하세요.
Yeah,
okay, we need to say it with a little more enthusiasm. Though.
This guy's not that enthusiastic.
Almost. 안녕하세요.
I'm not Korean, so I don't know.
All right.
안녕하세요.
That's good.
There you go. Bye, y'all. We love you guys.
Bye.
Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you tune in
Nene
and
Leaks
follow and subscribe and like the Nene Leaks show. She is doing her thing.
Yes.
And of course, we
you
appreciate you guys here at Humble Brag.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled.
Yes.